Once, a man came to Gautam Buddha's ashram and sought shelter. After spending 2 days there, he approached Buddha and said, "Oh Buddha, I have some questions on my mind. I need answers from you." Buddha calmly replied, "Tell me, what questions do you have?" The man said, "I am not happy in my life. I am always sad, and I don't know why. I want to understand why I feel this way." Buddha responded, "First, tell me the reasons for your sorrow. What are the exact causes of your grief and anxiety?" The man was puzzled by Buddha's question and said, "What kind of question is this? I came here to ask you, and instead, you are asking me?" Buddha smiled and gently said, "It's your sorrow. You should know what causes it." The man replied, "Buddha, you are a wise sage. You can read minds, so you should know everything." Buddha smiled softly and said, "This is where you're mistaken. You think someone else will free you from your grief, but that's not how it works. Only you can solve your problems. I am just like you, but the difference is that I don't have any confusion. The day you clear your inner confusion, you won't need to seek answers from anyone else." Have you ever truly observed flowers? The man was surprised and asked, "Who hasn't seen flowers?" Buddha continued, "A flower opens in the morning, blooms during the day, and withers by evening. If the flower knew it would wither, it might never bloom. Just like that, if you always think about sorrow, you will never be happy. There are many things in your life that can bring you happiness. You can smile and enjoy life, but you won't find happiness unless you follow the right path. I can show you the way, but you must walk it yourself. Only then will you find happiness in life." The man became silent, pondering Buddha's words. After a while, he asked, "But Buddha, can I solve all the problems in my life at once?" Buddha slowly responded, "If someone told you that you would die in the next 10 minutes, you wouldn't think about your problems. In that moment, you would only think about the absolute truth of life, death. You would realize that worrying about problems is futile, because life is fleeting. Our desires make us think life is immortal, but happiness and sorrow are not permanent. The cause of both is our karma and our thoughts." The man listened intently and asked, "Then should I always think about death to solve my problems?" Buddha replied, "No, never think that way. Just remember that your time in this world is uncertain. As long as you are here, live happily. Reflect on your life carefully. You have many reasons to be happy. If you focus your mind, you'll see there's no confusion. All the sorrows and pains in life are caused by desire. If you control your mind and make it as simple as a child's, you will find eternal happiness." The man then asked, "How can I control my mind?" Buddha explained, "You need to understand the difference between happiness and sorrow. You must realize what happiness means to you and what causes your sorrow. Control your mind so that it isn't overly joyful in extreme happiness or overly sad in extreme sorrow. Stay balanced. If you analyze your life, you'll see that you are the cause of your sorrows. Since your mind controls you, if you control your mind, your sorrows will end." Buddha then added, "There's one more thing you can do to eliminate sorrow from your life forever." The man eagerly asked, "What should I do?" Buddha instructed, "For the next 2 days, don't talk to anyone. Instead, go to a quiet place in the ashram. Write down your sorrows and their causes on one piece of paper, and on another, write what makes you happy and the reasons for it. Take your time. Don't rush." The man bowed to Buddha and went to a secluded corner of the ashram. 2 days later, he returned with several papers. Buddha said, "First, read to me the list of your sorrows." The man began reading. Number 1, "All my brothers are rich, but I am poor and in debt because I hesitate to act. I compare myself with others and worry instead of taking action. Number 2, my neighbors have saved a lot of money, but I haven't. I earned little and spent a lot in bad company, and I didn't save anything. Number 3, my wife has been ill for a long time. I am responsible because I neglected her and didn't take her to a doctor. The truth is, I secretly wished for her to die so I could remarry. Number 4, I imagine illusory happiness all day and grieve when I can't achieve it. I drink alcohol daily to forget my sorrow, but I know I can't afford it. Yet, I still desire it. After reading his list of sorrows, the man said, all my sorrows are rooted in my actions and thoughts. Buddha smiled and said, now, tell me about your happiness. The man, now filled with enthusiasm, said, I am happy and joyful. I just realized this for the first time in my life over the past 2 days. My list of reasons for happiness is so long that it will take hours to read. Buddha smiled and said, this is true for everyone. We often waste precious time thinking about our sorrows, when in reality, our lives are full of happiness, peace, and joy. You don't need to read the entire list, just share a few. The man joyfully began reading. The first joy is that I am alive and healthy. I have parents, a wife, and children who love me. I have the wealth of my parents' affection, my wife's love, and my child's tenderness. I am happy because I can work, and I am fit and healthy. I can meet the needs of my family without comparing myself to others. With the wisdom you've given me, I can leave my bad habits behind and live in eternal peace. The greatest joy is finding refuge at the feet of Lord Gautam Buddha. As long as I am on this earth, I will know the truth of life, understand myself, and keep myself and others in eternal bliss. Buddha then said, go back to your family. You have been reborn today. Live a life of eternal peace with a stable mind. If you ever feel confused, remind yourself that life is too short to be a slave to sorrow. Analyze the cause of your sorrow and eliminate it immediately. Only then will you find eternal happiness and everlasting joy.